Corey, you there?
Yep. We'll get started with Pete Pranica.
Hey, Coach. Last night before the game, you said you wanted to see better decision-making from your group in transition opportunities. Last night, you converted 9 of 13. Did you get what you wanted to see out of their transition decision-making?
I would say, Pete, yeah, a little bit more. We definitely had some gross ones, where we were just a little bit lazy with our pass. We were trying to make the right read. We just didn't make the right decision at that time. The velocity of the pass. Then we had a couple of early ones where we're trying to be unselfish. That's our number one thing. But we can clean it up a little bit. The timing of the pass, the execution of the pass can be a little bit better. But overall, I feel like our success rate was really good. So I'm pleased with that. But, it's definitely something that we addressed with the guys last couple of days, and we're going to keep hitting them on it is, that really significantly impacts our transition defense. Last night was a combination of some of our turnovers in transition and in the half court, but also just some undisciplined, habits. So if we can be better in transition offense, I think that'll significantly help us in transition defense. And that's definitely an area defensively we got to get better at too.
Terry.
How you doing, Coach?
Good, Terry. How are you?
2 questions. One, how do you manage your young people by, developing but not putting too much pressure on them? And 2, on Saturday night, are you expecting any load management for your starters?
Terry, I would say, we're trying to seek every opportunity possible right now to keep our young guys in tune with their development. First season in the league for rookies especially. Trying to make sure that we're not overworking them. We're giving them the right amount. One of my lines all year is, the integrity of what we do on a normal season can't get impacted in a, COVID pandemic type season. So those guys getting their extra vitamins or their normal vitamins, I should say, is a big key of ours. A couple extra sessions every now and then, after practice to just get extra mental reps is probably really big for them. And then obviously the film work they're doing with their coaches and what we do as a team is always a staple. But right now, trying to get them opportunities, Dez, obviously, rookie that's getting, some extensive minutes. We also want him to play and learn those habits. We're challenging him to compete and figure out everything that we're supposed to do from a, habit forming standpoint and actually get the game reps. So I've been really pleased with that development. We recognize that there was a unique off season even for those guys compared to just guys that were on the roster last year. So we're trying to be very thorough about, what's appropriate every single day for those guys. And we're not just missing out on those development opportunities. And for tomorrow, we'll sit down with our performance team. We haven't made any final decisions yet on what guys' minute totals will be. Obviously, our goals still remains to be healthy all season and definitely now, healthy for the start of the season on the 23rd. So we'll figure it out. Our guys hopefully getting some decent exposures tomorrow, and we'll be ready for the start of the season.
Megan Triplett.
Hey, Coach. We just heard Dez say that, these last few weeks haven't been so easy. He said that some nights he would go home kind of staying up, thinking to himself, how am I going to get through this? But he credited the veterans in that group, kind of putting that confidence in him. As a coach, what does it mean for you to hear that, like seeing how these guys kind of come together and are there for, each other like that?
Megan, it's probably outside of all the X's and O's and strategies that we talk about, probably the most important thing that our team does on a daily basis that doesn't always get to be seen. You have to kind of ask people to talk about it. But the connectivity of these guys, I think the leadership of our group up and down the entire roster, regardless of years of experience, I think it is a testament to their embracing of the environment that's here. And that's their ownership of what we stand for. It's been unbelievable hearing various guys in our timeouts talk to Dez and talk to our young guys too, that, may not be getting minutes. Talk about that's how we play. That's why that moment that we talked about in the timeout is so important, because that means big picture, what we got to do every single game in the practices, putting their arms around guys. I mean, it's just the relationships that organically form here. We talk about people so much here in Memphis. I think it's just a credit to them and their ability just to connect personally and then carry that over to what they got to do as basketball teammates. So it's probably one of our greatest strengths here. And as I said, we don't, talk about it every single day, or you don't necessarily get to see it all the time on the floor, but it happens all the time in the timeouts, in the locker room, on the sidelines, in practice, in between drills. It just kind of just operates organically. And I think that's a huge blessing for a head coach to know that you have that on your team.
Evan Barnes.
Taylor, just kind of piggybacking off of that, Desmond said that he's really been learning a lot from Dylan and a few of the guys who's been kind of showing him the ropes. Through 3 games, do you just see him, starting to get more comfortable out there and just kind of find that rhythm to just kind of, figure out what he can do and what he can learn?
Yeah, Evan, I'd say he's, each day making progress. And as you said, I think guys playing similar positions as him is awesome that, they're trying to help him be in the right spots and know the terminology and know the execution of his position. I think is a big thing. But I think each day he comes in with a worker's mentality. He's trying to get better. He's never satisfied with his performance. So I know he's pushing himself every single day, and it's glad that his teammates are pushing him every single day. That just motivates him to know that every opportunity that he gets to go out there and play, it's meaningful. So I think he's doing a really good job right now. He's still got a lot more to learn. But I think right now, in terms of a confidence or a comfort level, I think he's starting to recognize where he can have success. And I've said it before, he's got a lot being thrown at him, but he's at least going out there being the player that we've known him to be. And as we're pushing him to be even better, I think he's embracing that opportunity. So I'm just glad he's going out there playing basketball and having fun doing it.
Got time for one more. We'll go to Parker Fleming.
Yeah, Coach, through 3 games, we've seen Grayson and DeAnthony take those starting 2 minutes. Just through those 3 games, what are your returns on that? And specifically that their fits with Ja and DB and Jonas? Yeah,
I mean, it's a great challenge to figure out, who's going to, be our starting 2 and who's going to come off the bench. I think both those guys, I know Grayson started 2 games, Melt started the one in between. Both guys I think can fit very well with our starters, and I think they fit very well with our kind of second unit there. That's really important to us. So, I could see it flip-flopping over the course of the season. Excited to figure out who we're going to roll out, opening night on the 23rd, and give us our best chance to have a great starting lineup and a great bench unit as well. But we mix lineups all the time. I think the combination of Grayson with a Ja or DB or with Tyus in that second unit or vice versa, Melt playing with Ja. We find a lot of pros to various combinations with those 2 guys in particular, Grayson and Melt. So, it's a great puzzle to kind of figure out. I think we've kind of identified maybe what direction we'll go, but we know at a moment's notice, we've got confidence in either of those guys playing with either lineup, truthfully, because they, play a great brand of basketball on both ends of the ball, and they complement, their teammates really well too.
Thanks, Coach.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Take care.